Are you having house guests this season? Because I am expecting house guests today. Hi guys, it's Melissa here from Melissa Shares, and I am speaking to you today from my new minivan that I just rented to go pick up my family at the airport. I'm really excited today because we have slightly unexpected house guests, and I realized due to the suggestion of one of my subscribers that this is a really great opportunity to talk about how to be a gracious host or hostess over the holidays. If this gives you stress or seems expensive or puts you out, I have 8 tips for you today to talk about how you can get by a little bit more easily this holiday season. My first tip is to act or offer specifics to your guests rather than asking them what they need. Obviously, you can always ask people what they need, but that offer is so vague. So I wanted to go through a few very specific things that we offered our relatives. Things like helping them to arrange their airline tickets, the strategies that we know of flying into LA. So we were actually able to book really competitive tickets for our relatives. We also had points that enabled us to get this rental car at a great deal. So we took that off their plate and helped make those arrangements. If you have points or miles, this can be really helpful to family flying in, especially if you have that to give and it's no skin off your back. Also, if they're going to expire. Next up are car seats. So we got the car seats organized. Ask your friends, ask your neighbors, ask someone who does carpool. Chances are they might have extra car seats or boosters that they can lend you. The rental car place also has free car seats. I am fully stocked with food. I took their food orders for anything that's the preferred snacks or breakfast items for the kids. I got all the drinks that they like. We got bubble water. We got wine for me, whatever you need to get. My last tip of acting on specifics is pay for what you can. I actually went through my gift cards before our family arrived, and I decided to use those gift cards up first. So anything that I needed, like some pillows and a duvet cover, I went and used my IKEA gift card. I checked my gift cards also to see what restaurants we have money at, and those can be on the itinerary during their visit, and it'll be less cash out of pocket. My tip number 2 is make the house as inviting as possible. This was probably the hardest one for me because we had a lot of deferred maintenance and chores. We recently cleared off our patio and made it very fresh and inviting because the weather is beautiful here in LA. We fixed a shower, ordered a trundle mattress, and got another bed set up for the kids. I ordered an electric tea kettle, laundered all the linens, made the fresh beds, dropped off all kinds of junk at the thrift store to declutter the house. Much like the car seats, I sourced extra baby gear, and this doesn't have to cost you anything. Our neighbors had an amazing pack and play for us to use. We're borrowing an extra high chair just to make the packing a lot lighter. The fridge is stocked, and a suggestion by my sister who has boy children, we went and bought a couple of special toys. I specifically bought Lego sets and then a younger children's version of Legos to have a special project to do for all the cousins. Tip number 3, set limits and boundaries. This is probably familiar for any of those of you who've hosted family members before. Set boundaries, things like your work hours, the school drop-off and pickup hours when I'm going to be occupied. It's helpful just to set those expectations from the get-go. Let your relatives know that so that they can plan and be responsible for themselves and not be entertained or hosted by you during that time. Number 4, self-care. So I've been on the hunt for a cleaning person, you guys, and I finally think I've found the one. I've done a lot of preparation, and I'm looking forward to sitting back and having some help with some of the deep cleaning and bed making. I'm going to have once a week housekeeping while my guests are here. I've also just talked with my husband about babysitting needs. Babysitting can be really helpful when it's a busy time and an extended stay. Salon appointments, shopping, just have that self-care in place and let your guests know when you're going to be available and when you have something you need to tend to. Not that this is extreme hardship whatsoever, but my school and temple community knows that I'm going to have family in town and a lot of family, and it's been really beneficial to let people in my community know that I have house guests because there's been a lot of offers of help. I'm able to take my extended family to school events and functions. I have them on the list for things. So let people in your community know so that you have that additional support and self-care when you are supporting a bigger household. Tip number 5, make a family calendar for your visitors. This is like my favorite thing that I'm working on. It's in process right now, but I have made a lot of arrangements to support our family and keep the kids occupied during their visit with things like story times. What time does Thanksgiving dinner start? What's the dress code? I've signed up Thanksgiving camp for one of the children. I have the printout of that information. And so having all of that mapped out sort of lets our relatives know what time they have to fill and when they need to be somewhere. And this is something that my sister-in-law can just keep in her room, just reference even if I'm not there. Number 6, this is an add-on to number 5, have a suggested list of things to do. So this is like you being the concierge of your house. The concierge is going to make arrangements and book the tickets and do the things. And I've done some of that in advance and calendared them. Then you can have all the optional things that you can drop in on. Things like hiking trails, nature centers, story times, where we have museum memberships. What days are those museums open? Nearby parks. Things that are walking distance to go have a treat like an ice cream or a fruit juice or go to the donut shop. So those types of things I think are helpful, just like a Wi-Fi password, to put on a list and have in the room of your guests so that it's ready and waiting for them. Number 7. When things start to go south or people are tired or people are cranky, or maybe you're on day 5 of your visit and it's been maybe one too many days, some suggestions for you are take a walk, close your door, order takeout, write in your journal, say I'm sorry, or call a friend. I think that it's a lot of pressure and responsibility to not only be in charge of your own family, but have some responsibility for someone else's family. I think that you need to cut yourself a break. It is stressful, it is expensive, it's a lot. Some things are gonna go wrong and it's gonna still be okay. My 8th tip for you is that I just really wish you well and wish you luck. If you have tips for having house guests, please put them in the comments down below. I have some house guests who I don't care to have back personally, and I have some house guests where when it's a time of need or a holiday function or a winter break, we open our doors to them and we're happy to do so. I'd love to hear your thoughts. These tips are good all year round. We've had a series of fires. We've opened our homes to evacuees. You might be opening your house to refugees. You might know someone who just had a flood. All times of the year, if you have the space and the capacity to do so, I think it's a huge, generous act to be able to welcome someone into your home in whatever way is possible for you. Thank you so much. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Please hit subscribe if you're new here. I'd love to see you around on my channel for more practical advice from a mom on a budget. I'll see you back here soon. Take care.